Welcome everyone. Today I'll be explaining the DLIC experiment 6, that is the design of comparators. We'll also be seeing its various applications, that is the design of zero crossing detectors, design of time markers, design of sample and hold circuits as well. So I'll be using the LT-SPICE simulation tool to simulate the configurations. So the first one will be the inverting comparator circuit. So a comparator, as the name suggests, compares two voltages and it produces an output according to the reference voltage. So in an inverting comparator, uh, it will be producing an output that will be positive VSAT, that will the positive V saturation, that is 15 volts. If the uh, if the V in, that is the input voltage, is less than the V reference, as the V reference is connected to the non-inverting terminal of the op amp, and the V input that is connected to the inverting terminal of the op amp. So I'll simulate this circuit and show you how it works. So I'll set the frequency, it is already set to 100, and simulate the circuit. I'll connect the input to the input side and the output. So as you can see, this is the output that we get. As you can see, when the input is less than 2.5, that is V reference, we get a positive VSAT, and whenever the V input goes above 2.5, in this part, uh, you can see the output is minus VSAT. This is because it is an inverting comparator. So in this, if you increase the frequency, for example, I'll increase it to 2 kilohertz, and the transient time I'll decrease it to 10 ms and run the circuit. You can see there is a slight more curve. I'll decrease the transient time even more. As you can see, whenever the output switches from positive VSAT to negative VSAT, there is curve, there is a slant. Ideally, it should be immediate, so it should be a straight line, whereas we get a slight curve, and as it takes time to switch from positive to minus VSAT, this is because of the a bit higher slew rate of OP07. At higher frequencies, the slew rate increases, and that is what causes the distortion in the output wave. So ideally we should be getting a straight drop to the minus VSAT whenever it uh, goes below the goes below the reference voltage, but here it takes time to go to the negative VSAT, and it takes some time to go to the plus VSAT because of the higher slew rate of the OP07. This is the one of the drawbacks that we uh, face while using OP07, so better op amps could be used. So now I'll be showing the non-inverting configuration of the comparator. So in this configuration, it is the same, but we attach the input voltage to the non-inverting side of the op-amp, and we connect the reference voltage to the inverting side of the op-amp. So in this comparator, we'll get an output that is by plus VSAT when the input is greater than the V reference voltage, and when the input is less than the V reference, we'll get a minus VSAT. So I'll simulate this as well. I'll decrease the frequency. As you can see, this is the output that we get. So whenever the Vref is less than, whenever the input is less than Vref, we'll get a negative Vset, and whenever it is greater than Vref, we'll get a positive Vset. So when I increase the frequency like 10K, it you can see it gets totally clipped away uh, from the input, and we do not get uh, the output as we desire. As you can see, whenever uh, the output starts changing from minus Vsat to positive Vsat, because of the very high slew rate at very high frequencies, the output is unable to reach the positive Vsat, and it gets uh, changed to the negative Vsat again in the next cycle, as it isn't able to switch between positive and minus in the given period of time. This is what we face, this is the problem that we face at high frequencies. So the next application we'll be seeing is the zero crossing detector. So the zero crossing detector is nothing but the same comparator, but here we'll be using the uh, V reference as 0. So we'll be using a non-inverting comparator where we'll be using the Vref as 0. So this is nothing but when we generate the output, you can see whenever the input goes above the 0 mark, it will generate a negative Vsat, and whenever go below 0, it will create a positive Vsat, and that is why the name suggests zero crossing detector, as it detects whenever we cross the 0 mark. So the next application we'll be seeing of comparators is the time market circuit. So in this we connect the comparator to an RC configuration like this as shown. So here whenever we supply input voltage at the non-inverting side, so I'll be uh, running this circuit. This is the input voltage, this is the output voltage. So we get the output voltage as spikes, as you can see here, positive spikes in this case. So we'll be connecting the RC configuration to a clipper circuit with a diode like this. So this diode prevents the output triggers to go as negative. As you can see, if I connect the probe before the diode, we'll also get negative spikes as well. So because we get spikes at the output of this circuit could be used to trigger SCRs, as it is a very good application of time marker circuits. uh, okay, so next we'll be seeing the sample and hold circuit. So I've already made the sample and hold circuit. So the sample and hold circuit, it is a circuit that creates the samples of voltage given to it as an input, and after that it holds those sample for a definite time. So the time during which the sample and hold circuit generates the sample of the input signal is called the sampling time. Similarly, the time duration of the circuit during which it holds the sampled value is called as holding time. The main components which a sample and hold circuit involves is an N-channel enhancement type MOSFET. As you can see, this is the NMOS, and a capacitor that is used to store and hold the electric charge at a very high precision, and a very high precision operational amplifier as well. As you can see, we use a second op-amp in the right. So the N-channel enhancement MOSFET will be used as a switching element. The input voltage is applied through the drain terminal, as you can see here, and control voltage will be applied through the gate terminal. Whenever the positive pulse of the control voltage is applied, the MOSFET will be switched on, and it acts as a closed switch. On the contrary, when the control voltage is 0, the MOSFET will be switched to off, to stop and acts as a open switch. So I'll simulate this circuit. So I'll divide the planes into two. The first plane will indicate the squared input, that will be E4. This is the squared input that goes to the MOSFET. So this will then get fed into this capacitor, and when the MOSFET acts as a closed switch, the analog signal applied to it through the drain terminal will be fed to the capacitor. The capacitor will then charge to its peak value. When MOSFET switch is opened, the capacitor stops charging. Due to the high impedance of op-amp connected at the end of the circuit, that is this circuit, the capacitor will experience very high impedance due to this op-amp, and it cannot get discharged. So this leads to holding of the charge by the capacitor for a definite amount of time. So this time can be referred to as holding period, and the time in which it samples the input voltage is generated is called the sampling period. I'll show it in this plane. So if I add the trace of, this is the input that we apply here, then if I add trace and V out, this is the output of the sample and hold circuit. As you can see, this is the time for which it holds the current, and this is the time for which it samples input uh, the input applied, and hence the name suggests sample and hold suggests. Thank you.